I am actually going to make one more video. It's a poem. It's the first poem that I wrote this year. It was the one that opened my eyes, about everything. It is directed to my oldest son, Isaiah. This is his poem. When he was 4 years old, he'll be 14 on February 1st. When he was 4 years old, his dad was able to steal custody from me, over false pretenses, when my son literally could not pick him out of a crowd. Literally, we had never been 24 hours apart in 4 years. And they stole him from me, and then literally 2 weeks later, you'll hear it in the poem. Anyways, and then he ended up winning custody somehow. And so I still had the standard parenting plan, but this is the 5th time that he has kept him from me against the parenting plan, and I have not been able to see or talk to my oldest son in 6 years. On his birthday, February 1st, it'll be 7 years, half of his life. Literally, I don't even know what he looks like, And so this is his poem. It's called Revelations 2025. Wow, this is it. It took a while to get us out of this pit. Don't think I was the one digging. One thing is for sure, I was definitely missing you, your smile, your laugh, your warm embrace. Back then I thought there was nothing we couldn't face. The day he took you, a piece of me died. I guess they had clout because they all just lied. You were 4 years old, what they did was so wrong. I didn't know that victory would take so long. There's so much of your life that I've already missed. So many scraped knees that I never got to kiss. 6 years has seemed like a lifetime sentence. It hurt so bad I almost couldn't comprehend it. He told you that I didn't love you and that you shouldn't love me too. You were so hurt and confused and there was nothing I could do. In 4 years we had never spent a day apart, naive and not knowing we were failed from the start. I had been through a lot, but nothing could have prepared me for this. A pain that cuts so deep that very few know it exists. He told you that I traded you in for your baby brother, not even 2 weeks later saying this is your new mother. A pain so deep there was nowhere it could hide, and making matters worse, I had no one by my side. There's no words strong enough to describe the way it felt. It's like I was a child trying to wear adult pants with a belt. No matter how hard I tried, the hole kept getting deeper. The devil with no limit said, I'm gonna keep her. Crying uncontrollably, watching him dig my grave, screaming that you needed me and trying to be brave. He turned and laughed at me, and this is what he said. Kristen, let's be real here. He'd be better off if you were dead. I sat down, scared, confused, and numb, wondering if the light at the end of the tunnel would ever come. I want you to know that nothing or no one could ever take your place, but God knew we needed another angel for the battle we had to face. I know that you don't know him that well, but your little brother loves you more than you could ever tell. No amount of evil could ever keep your bond apart. He's always had both of our backs, a warrior from the start. The road to victory has been extremely long. At times I even wondered if we were dealt the wrong cards. All the late nights crying, hoping we'd make it out alive, because what we were up against we were not meant to survive. For a long time our suffering just didn't make any sense. No long line of karma god, so what is your defense? Angels and ancestors stood, shaken, bowing their heads, screaming, pleading God, why have you left her out for dead? Why have you left them out for dead? You have left her with no one, God. Please tell me, how can this be? He said, you guys don't be silly, for I have given her the key. For she had one that believed in her, one true friend. Holy and mighty is he, promises kept until the end. I thought his answer was subtle, slow throughout the years, but that was my limiting belief. I was just blinded by my tears. Irreparable harm is all my heart could hear, not realizing all along his answers were muffled by my fears. After years and years of crying, thinking I was all alone, the very darkest night I realized I was never on my own. Because he knew the day I ran out of tears the heavens would rejoice, because in the dead of silence I would finally hear his voice. Blinded by illusions of the devil's evil schemes, God stood there, faith unwavering. He never abandoned me. He stood there ever patiently, wiping away my tears. That's when I finally realized he'd been there throughout the years. Completely in awe of his faith and love and grace, that's also when I realized the devil was lying to my face. Right now he's desperately hoping I'll feel guilty and I'll run. But that's not going to happen, devil. You don't even get a pun. And then there's another little part at the end, and it says, for my boys. To my precious angels, I'll try and make this witty. And by the way, Isaiah, this means we get to get a kitty. And I don't mean Parker, he's our cookie cat. And I'm also not referring to a cat in a hat. Hee hee. I love you boys with every fiber of my heart, and I hope that you realize that I have from the very start. I don't know. I don't really have that part memorized. But anyways, that's it. That's my poem to Isaiah. There you have it. If you guys only knew what we had been through. You know, I'll tell you this, though. To just give you a little, tiniest glimpse of how horrific it has been. I have not been able to see my oldest son in 6 years, right? Or talk to him, okay? My youngest son, when he first told me that he was being raped, as his punishment, the only time that he has been able to see his brother in 6 years was multiple times having to watch his brother be raped as a punishment for telling. Did you hear what I just said? That's real. That's just one little tiny fucking ounce of what my babies have had to go through, okay? So, before anybody fucking judges any of us, again, fucking check yourself before you wreck yourself.